Hello everyone, welcome back to Holding Market. I am Shovik and today in this video we are going to deep dive into an exciting topic, the best mid-cap mutual fund of 2025. So in this video, I will be explaining my top 8 checklist to identify the best mid-cap mutual fund and also reveal my top fund picks based on my understanding and risk appetite. So without wasting any time, let's get started with the video guys. So the first checklist that we are going to discuss in this video is ratings. Ratings are like report card of any mutual fund. It helps to track the fund performance compared to its peers. If a fund has a higher rating, it generally means that the fund is performing well and has lower risk, whereas if a fund has a lower rating, it means the opposite. So rating is an important factor while comparing mutual funds. So this is the first checklist that we have discussed just now. So in this checklist, the top score is Edelweiss Midcap Direct Growth. So this fund is having top 5 score. This fund, and also this fund as well. Invesco India Midcap Direct Growth. So you can download this Excel file from the description box below, and you can check this Excel file from there. The second checklist that we're gonna discuss in this video is CAGR, Compounded Annual Growth Rate. CAGR shows the average annual growth rate of an investment over a specific period of time. In simple terms, CAGR helps you to understand how much your investment has grown each year on an average. So this is the second checklist. So here the top funds that are in the scoring that top score is Edelweiss Midcap Direct Fund Growth and as well as Motilal Oswal Midcap Direct Fund Growth. These two funds are having the top score in this checklist 2. So the next checklist is Alpha. Alpha measures the fund performance relative to its benchmark index, say for example Nifty 50 or Sensex. If a fund has a higher alpha, it means that the fund has outperformed its benchmark index, whereas if a fund has lower alpha, it means that the fund has underperformed its benchmark index. So alpha simply means that it tracks the fund manager's performance. How your fund manager is managing a portfolio in the market. So this is the third checklist, that is alpha. So positive alpha indicates the fund has outperformed the benchmark index, whereas negative alpha means the fund has performed worse than the benchmark index. So the benchmark index includes Nifty 50 and Sensex. So here the top funds are, which have the highest ratings, is this one, Motilal Oswal Midcap Direct Growth. So the next checklist is beta. Beta measures the fund's volatility compared to the market. If a fund has a beta of 1, it means that the fund price is moving in line with the market. If a fund has a beta higher than 1, it means that the fund is more volatile. Whereas if a fund has a beta less than 1, it means that the fund is less volatile. So for an conservative investor, we should look for a beta less than 1 or beta equal to 1, not more than 1. As because if you have a beta more than 1, it means your fund is more volatile than the market, as it will go up and down very quickly. So for a conservative investor, we should choose a lower beta. So this is the next checklist, which is beta. So beta measures how much your fund's returns move in relation to the market. It is basically a volatility tracker. Beta of 1 means if the market goes up by 10%, the fund also goes up by 10%. Beta less than 1 is if the market goes up by 10%, the fund might go up only 5%, 3% or 2%, anything just like that. Beta more than 1 means if the market goes up by 10%, the fund might go up by 15% or 20%. So this is beta simply. So here in the funds that have the highest rating is HSBC Midcap Direct Growth. So the next checklist that we are going to discuss in this video is Sharpe ratio. Sharpe ratio evaluates your fund risk adjusted return. It tells you how much return your fund is making for per unit of risk it is taking in the market. If a fund has a higher Sharpe ratio, it means you are getting a better risk adjusted return. So for a conservative investor, you should look for a high. So here is the next checklist, Sharpe ratio. Sharpe ratio measures mutual fund performance compared to the risk it is taking. Higher Sharpe ratio indicates better risk-adjusted return. So here the top fund that has the top rating is Motilal Oswal Midcap Direct Growth. So the next checklist that we are going to discuss is Sortino ratio. It is similar to Sharpe ratio, but Sortino ratio usually focuses on downside risk of the market. If the market is not performing well and it has negative sentiment, then the fund with a higher Sortino ratio will give you better risk-adjusted return in the downside market. So always in the downside market, look for a higher Sortino ratio fund. So the next checklist is Sortino ratio. So the fund which have scored the highest ratings is Motilal Oswal Midcap Direct Growth. So the next checklist that we are going to discuss is Traynor ratio. Traynor ratio measures the fund risk-adjusted return, but it only focuses on the market risk. So if a fund has a higher Traynor ratio, it means that the fund is performing good as compared to the market. So the next checklist is Traynor ratio. So in this ratio, the funds that have got the highest rating is again Motilal Oswal Midcap Direct Growth. So the next and the last checklist is standard deviation. If a fund has a higher standard deviation, it means that your fund is more volatile. Whereas if a fund has a lower standard deviation, it means your fund is giving much more stable returns than the market. So while focusing on standard deviation, we should always look at a medium standard deviation. Not too high, not too low. Always at the middle. So compare funds based on their standard deviation. The last rating, that is standard deviation. So here the fund that has got the highest rating is Edelweiss Midcap Fund Direct Growth. So this has got the highest rating in this. So this was the full Excel from which I have segregated all the data. So here I have selected the top mutual funds according to my checklist points, according to my analysis, and then I have bifurcated all this in this checklists. So now it's time to reveal the best midcap mutual fund of 2025. So the best midcap mutual fund of 2025 is the fund that I have chose for myself is Edelweiss Midcap Direct Growth. As because based on all the parameters that is according to me, I have chose this fund. You can choose any of these 5 funds that I have mentioned here. These are the 5 top funds that I have mentioned: Motilal Oswal, Edelweiss, Invesco Midcap, HFC Midcap, HSBC Midcap. You can choose any of this. So here the top comes is Motilal Oswal, but I have chosen for myself is Edelweiss Midcap based on my parameters. So I will give you this Excel sheet in the description box below. You can download this Excel sheet from the description box and choose the best fund according to your analysis and your risk appetite for yourself. So this video has took a lot of effort. So do like, share and subscribe the channel. So according to my analysis, Edelweiss Midcap Mutual Fund is suitable for most of the investors. So you can go for this fund. Also do your own research before investing your money in this mutual fund. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. So see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned.